We are here. Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome back.
It's
How are you?
good. It's Thursday night. It's
Oh no.
pre-Valentine. It's pre-All-Star. There's a lot going on this weekend. Guys, I'm going to tell you, Twins and I do not plan this stuff. So when I came on and I had a little bit of my red on and Twins had his red on and I got red lipstick on tonight. Like it's a whole thing, okay? We do our thing over here. No, and we did not plan it, I promise you.
Was not planned, ladies and gentlemen, but it is the weekend of love.
It is the weekend of love. Before we get to any plans you may have for the weekend of love, how was your actual week been?
The week has been very good, very productive at work. Um, yeah, no complaints. I mean, yeah, just just in the daily grind. Working life, but no complaints though. The weather's nice, no snow.
Love it for you.
Yeah, I think on Tuesday it's like 70 degrees, here in Atlanta, and it's like 58, 60-ish, when midday the sun's out, it may feel like 62 or something like that. But things been well down here in the South. How are you?
We're still cold, but whatever. I mean, I live in Canada. Um, so
You got snow?
what can we say? Because I live in Canada, and in Canada it is cold. So it is getting milder. I was able to leave the house in two layers, and one of them wasn't my adult winter pants, which is called what I call my snow pants. It was actually reasonable. I ran out today after work. I had to get my eyebrows done and some stuff to prepare for my weekend. But yeah, it was decent. I was out and about. My week has been interesting. My week has been interesting. It's been a challenging week at work, to be honest. Um, yeah, we're about to be really busy, and I've just had a challenging week that I've really had to lean into my patience, which anyone who's watched the show for a while knows that one of my flaws is my patience. And I feel like if you struggle with patience, I absolutely say you try meditation. Okay, meditation and therapy have helped me. So, dear future husband, thank you to my therapist and my meditation apps because my patience, wow. And twins, when you're in corporate, you can't tell people that they're fucking stupid. And so you have to say, you know what, I think you might be having some challenges. And so, I want to have this conversation with you to figure out what resources I'm able to help you with. And instead of you're a fucking idiot, I didn't do that. And so for that, I thank Almighty Jesus, my therapist, and these meditation apps. But I'm hoping next week will be a better week. I have tomorrow off. We have a long weekend here in Canada, so we actually have Monday off. It's a holiday called Family Day, and so I'm going to reset.
Hold up. Y'all off Monday and it's called Family Day?
Yes, yes. People are encouraged to spend time with their families. Yes.
Oh, that's what's up. Now, the kids are off Monday here in the States because it's Presidential Day, whatever that is. But anyway, but that's nice that you have a family day
Yeah,
off.
we have a day called Family Day. Yep, you're encouraged to do, and a lot of people do. Like everything is closed, and people take their kids like snowboarding or ice skating here, like different outdoor things that they'll do. Or it
Families.
really is something where people spend time with their families.
Okay, that's pretty dope. Big salute to Canada for that. Big salute to y'all up there for that.
It is that is the one thing I will say with living here. They do really promote family and
Okay.
time with family. And family is a big push for Canada. So I will big ups to Canada when it comes to things like that because even some of the things that they have in terms of family benefits and just a few things that they have, I think is really really good. So I will again, in addition to our free healthcare, um, right? So that even encourages, and if people don't know, and no, I'm seriously. So I'm going to give props to Canada because I know that you guys are struggling over there in the United States. So for those of you who are looking to start a family, I'm going to give you a breakdown of Canada's paternity maternity leave. And so a woman here in Canada it gets automatically 15 weeks of maternity leave.
Oh,
And
nice.
however, you can take up to 18 months off, but the remainder of it is called parental leave. And so either parent can take it. Now, often it is the mother who chooses to take it. And then during that time, she gets a percentage of her salary. Now, a lot of people would say, I think it's like 65% of her salary she gets. Some workplaces topped it up, like my workplace tops it up, I think, for the first 12 weeks. And so you get your full salary for the first 12. And then after that, the government pays you the 65%, but you are able absolutely to stay with your child and bond with it. For most people take 12, but I've had some colleagues. I have one who actually just came back. She took full 18 months. Yeah.
Nice.
They do not send you back to work, and you do not have to pay to have a baby. You get pregnant and you go to the hospital and you get all the things. The only thing you actually have to pay for is if you want a private room. And so a private room will cost, because you might have shared accommodations. I had a private room, and this was like 24 years ago, because I had insurance for my workplace where I gave birth. So I got a private room so my family could come and stay, and her father could sleep over, and all of those different things. And it cost me $0.
Yeah, never would have had a private room. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, not. I don't want to. And so somebody else is crying baby, and it's too much. Like then their family. I'm not doing all of that.
That's too much. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm happy.
So again, if you're looking, men, if you're looking for wives, Canada is a good place to look. Toronto specifically, where I'm from. If you like, if you're looking for Black women, we are kind of everywhere, but Toronto's where we're mostly. Parlez-vous français? You can go to Montreal, which is in Quebec. Halifax, Nova Scotia also has some wonderful Black women, like the original Canadian Black settlers actually settled in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So you've got some options. So reach out to me if you're looking for a wife on the other side of the border. Let your girl know, because I have some single friends.
Connections. Okay, looking for love and settling.
Listen, I'm just saying, and I'm saying it to the women too. There are some very handsome men and eligible men, young men here also looking for wives, and you want to have a family. I'm just saying, girl, I will solicit the men, I will solicit the women. The free healthcare is worth it. Listen, I'm telling you, the fact, like, I went to my doctor the other day because I just had to ask him some questions. I didn't have to worry when I called him and said, hey, I want to come see you so we can have like a conversation about some stuff. I went to the doctor. He billed what we call OHIP. And I went home and called it a day. Like, there was I don't worry when I'm calling my doctor. I've also had the same doctor since I was 9 years old. I have had the same doctor for 37 years. Insane. So all of those worries, you guys, I'm telling men, women, if you are tired of what's going on over there in your part of the border, because we are all a part of the Americas. Hello, Bad Bunny came out in the Super Bowl and started naming all of the countries. Okay, he said he named all of them countries. Bad Bunny was like, I'm going to say all of the Americas, but I digress. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I definitely watched the football. I didn't care much for the Super Bowl. I mean, for the halftime event, but oh yeah, definitely watched the game. It was first, then it picked up.
I watched it. I watched pretty much every Super Bowl. I watch all sports, right? Like, I'll watch NHL, especially the final games, right? Like, I will watch the games, but the first half, I was like, okay, cool. It's starting a little slow, but then the rest of it, I was like, God damn. Like, I also honestly had a bet. I won't lie. I had a parlay bet on the Patriots.
For them to what?
To cover the spread, not for them to win.
Oh, okay.
Didn't cover the spread. But I digress. We move on.
And how'd that go for you?
It did not go well for me.
Darn it. I'm sorry.
I just wanted them to cover the spread. That was it. That's all they had to do. And if I remembered, I have to go on my app. I want to say the spread was like plus 7.5, something. Anyways, whatever. It was a thing. What it's done. Boo. for
Now,
them.
wait, what, 7 months now for football to come back, or 8 months? Boo-hoo.
It's okay. I've got basketball. I'm more of a ball fan. So happy All-Star weekend to those of you who are ball fans. You know, it's that type of weekend. I don't care about the Sunday game. Honestly, the new format, I don't even know what they're doing, but the Saturday night, it's my night. That's where they have the skills competition, they have the dunk off, they've got the 3-point. That is my thing. I cannot wait to see what happens in that. And so that will be my Valentine's Day, watching All-Star. Okay, whatever. Y'all can keep the restaurants. I don't want no parts of that. Anyhow, we've got a topic. If you see up there and you came in and it says, do not get married.
Bum, bum, bum.
Unless.
Yeah.
So we absolutely on this show encourage marriage. We have both been married and are looking forward to being married again. However, for those of you who have never been married, or those of you who, like ourselves, have done it once and are doing it again, I encourage you to sit down, take a seat, watch this show, like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, because what marriage, as we've talked about, is one of the most important decisions that you make. Who you marry is one of the important decisions that you make. Who you have a child with and who you marry, they are the most important decisions that you make. And as people who have done it, and even though we didn't, quote unquote, as people would say, get it right the first time, we have learned lessons, and we want to pass on those lessons to all of you and actually to each other. So what Twins and I have done, and we haven't checked with each other, we've both written down 5 things that you need to consider before you get married. 5 things you need to understand before you get married, because getting married is not just the wedding. Okay? The wedding is where it starts. It's not where it stops. And for a lot of people, they have the wedding and they go in with this idea that the marriage is just going to work on its own. And because they have love, that everything's going to be okay. That's bullshit. The wedding industry has given a lot of women, especially, a lie. And so we want to definitely have you think about these things before you get married. So, Twins, you want to go first? You want me to go first? And we'll just go back and forth. Does that work?
That works, but we'll go ladies first, though.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So, my number 1 in do not get married unless you understand there's no such thing as perfection. There is no perfect husband. There is no perfect wife. There is no perfect person. And so if you're looking for perfection, do not get married. It is not going to happen. All those things that you have on the list, that man or that woman is not going to meet them. What I want you to do, though, is think about the things you need versus the things you want. And if you're marrying based on want, do not get married. If you're marrying based on need, absolutely get married. Now, I understand myself very well. If you were here for the beginning of the show, I said one of my flaws is that I am impatient. And though I have worked on it, I need a man with patience. Patience with me, patience with others, and patience with the world. I know that getting a man who is as impatient as me is something that I need. What I want is for him to come in a 6-foot package and over, but what I need is for him to be patient. And so, I think those are the things that we need to think about, is need versus want, and recognizing that if you get a man who's you got a list of 8 needs and he fits 5 or 6 of those needs, God bless you, because you are not gonna find a man who fits all of them. But he's just good enough that he gives you or she gives you everything that you need so that guys can build and grow together. So that is my number one. Over to you, twins.
Okay, that's a nice one. I don't have them in particular order for me, so it's not like number one, this is it. But I do have my list of 5. But if I was going to put in order, this is number 5, but I'm putting up to number 1. Don't get married if you're unable to cut off your family.
Ooh,
Let me say that again. Do not get married if he or you can't cut off the mama, the daddies, the grandmamas, the aunties, the cousins, the sisters. If you can't cut your family off, don't get married. Marriage to me, for twins, is it's a sacred thing, but once we come together as one, we are now the family, right? So I don't want to hear, oh, I gotta go to my mom's house, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta go to my cousin's house. Oh, my brother calling me. Like, no. Now, I'm not saying to come off completely, but my thing is this: before you run out this house to take care of XYZ, make sure everything in our house is taken care of.
mm, that part.
So if everything's good here, I'm good, you're good, our kids good, whatever it may be, the house, bills, everything's together, boom, I'm cool. Okay, now you can go and do this. But if you running out right away and you trying to help this person out and that person out, that's gonna cause conflict. And it's not just running out helping them out. It's just in-laws, all that stuff. No,
Mhm.
when you tell your family about your business or your marriage and there's conflicts that we have. We're all adults here, so we all know we will get tired of a significant other. There'll be times.
Amen.
This is why you should never get married based off love,
That
because
part.
there'll be times you can't stand that MFer and she can't stand you. It just happens that way. But at the end of the day, you come back together because I understand the foundation of what you're working on, and it's not love, but you have to be able to cut your family off. That could ruin most marriages. If your brother-in-law or sister-in-law know business about you that should be intimate in the house only,
Mm,
that's a lack of trust there. That's going to break out the foundation of your home. So for me, once again, if you cannot cut your family off, that's my brother, I love him to death. That's my sister. I'm going to know without her. If you can't cut them off, then don't get married. Back to you.
Love that one. We're going to revisit some of these at the end of it. So the next one on my list is do not get married unless you understand and are willing to compromise. Marriage is made up of two people. It is not just made up of you. If that was the case, you'd be by yourself, and that's called being single. You cannot run around with a single mindset in a marriage.
Facts.
Marriage is a unit. Marriage is togetherness. And so there are going to be times that compromise is going to be necessary. And sometimes you're the one who feels like they're compromising more. If compromising is for the greater good of your marriage and your relationship, if you compromise 10 times and they compromise 3, it doesn't matter because it is for the greater good of your relationship. And there is a difference between compromising and giving up pieces of yourself. I think a lot of people confuse that. I always say, if the end goal is to stay together, what do you do to do that? You're not giving up pieces of yourself. You're not putting up with, because people take this to the extreme. Oh, blah. It's look up the word compromise if you don't understand what it means, and make sure that you understand that before you try to get into a marriage. Because if you go into a marriage with a selfish mindset and think that it's all about you, just do not waste your money. Weddings are expensive and divorce are even more so.
Oh, mm.
Sorry, twins, I know that one hurt you.
No lies detected. No lies detected.
Over to you.
All right. So this is something we said maybe about 2 seasons ago, but this is something that is required when it comes to a marriage, of course, don't get married. If you don't have accountability, you need to have accountability. It kind of goes with compromise, not as well. Not being selfish, you have to have accountability. Accountability for your actions when you're with each other or when you're away from each other. Um, I don't have to go too deep in this. If you've been following the show, if you heard the word accountability, with some ladies out there, it's a trigger for some of y'all. Don't know why, but it is. I mean, and we men, we need to be held accountable too for our actions too. So it goes both ways. But if you do not understand accountability or what accountability is, marriage should not be on the table yet, because that is something that you need to have a healthy, successful marriage. Back to you.
Amen. Amen. So next on my list of do not get married unless you can love without ego. Our egos sometimes are killing our relationships, literally and figuratively. You have to understand that marriage is a place where ego simply cannot reside, because our egos are actually meant to defend and protect us. It's actually what it is, right? And why do you need defending and protection from the person who's supposed to protect and provide and defend your honor at all times? And so if you're always speaking in ego, if you're always making decisions on ego, what it happens is you're making those decisions out of self-interest, because it's about self. Ego is focused on self, not others. And so if you are married, it's not about self-interest. As I've said previously on the show, marriage is about togetherness. Marriage is about two people who have come together on common ground and common values and can see how they can push each other and move forward. It is not about just what I want. It's not just about what he wants. It's about what we want. And those things have commonality. If you have an interest that's over here and he has an interest that's over here, how are you? You're going in different directions. And so if your ego is getting in the way of your relationship, do not get married, because with ego doesn't allow vulnerability. And you absolutely need to be vulnerable in a marriage. Over to you, twins.
All right, before I go to mine, I want to kind of extend what you were saying about the ego. I look at that as ego/jealousy together. And this once again is add on to what you were saying. Meaning that don't get married if the success of your partner is going to hurt your feelings or the ego that we're talking about. So if your wife is a very successful doctor, nurse, whatever, and you're not on the same level as her, that shouldn't be a conflict, because she may make more money, X, Y, Z. If that's a problem, then don't get married. Or if your husband has his own business and he's very successful in it, or maybe not that, maybe he just does something and he's very popular. Maybe he's in fitness, whatever, and he's very sought after. Once again, if that rubs you the wrong way, don't get married. Like, could you imagine the marriage between Jay-Z and Beyonce? I'm gonna use it because they're both big superstars, right?
That part.
At the end of the day, everyone know that unfortunately Beyonce is more famous than Jay-Z. And the funny thing is, a lot of people say, "Oh, you mean Beyonce's husband?" Like he ain't Jay-Z, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that, I'm not saying their marriage is perfect, but I'm saying imagine if they let their ego get to each other.
That part.
It wouldn't have lasted. And it's still going on now, but I'm saying there's the ego part. Like sometimes in a marriage, in a relationship, one person is going to be the more famous person in the relationship or successful wise. So if that's going to be a problem, these are things you need to think about before you get married.
That part.
If it's a problem, don't do it. But anyway, I'll jump it back. I'll go back to
you. And I love that. I'm just going to add to that before I go to my third point. Just because someone else's light is bright does not mean that yours is dim.
Come on now.
And I think that's where that competitive edge comes in, because I have heard of marriages that were like that, where one spouse was insanely jealous of the popularity or whatever it is of their spouse, and that was a detriment to the marriage. But because their light is bright doesn't mean you're dim. You're actually a representation of them. So both of your light is bright.
Yep.
You're one unit as a marriage. And this is why we have the same last name.
Come on now.
Because that's why they say Mr. and Mrs. at the end of it. Introducing Mr. and Mrs.
No hyphenated.
No hyphenation, yes.
That's the inside one. If you know, you know. All right. Let me get to my one real quick. So my no order, but finances. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not even think about marriage if we can't have a sit down conversation to talk about our finances, how we're going to save going forward for the next couple of years, what is our credit scores, what is the student loan debt, what are things we need to work on to improve. If for some reason talking about your credit, your savings accounts and banking, stuff like that is an issue, that's a red flag for you to just stop and get out. You won't believe how many people I know got married and they didn't find out their partner's credit score was really bad or how much debt was in until they went to buy their first house or they went to buy a car and found out their significant other had a credit score of 300. Something crazy. You're like, what? But we don't have these conversations. And finances is, I'm not saying I don't have the statistic wise, but finances is definitely a top reason why a lot of divorces do fall apart.
That is correct.
So please have that finances right. Please have a conversation about it before you get married. Set out a plan to execute it. If for some reason the plan can't get executed, there's always excuses. The spending money here, doing this, doing that. Both parties, not just one person. And I'm saying, if y'all come together and say, hey, let's save X amount of dollars, and then you fall short from that, I tell you this, once the ring is on your finger or his finger, nothing's going to change. Actually, it gets worse. Now, that'll be another topic today, but I'm just telling you right now, just because someone has a ring on their finger doesn't mean things are going to change. They're not going to switch to be a different person. They're not going to do X, Y, Z. I'm telling you right now, once the ring is on the finger, it gets worse. But back to you, though.
No, I agree. So, dear future husband, if you don't like the things about me, and think that, oh yes, I'll propose to her, eventually she'll get on my program. I never will. Never getting on your program. You just told me by proposing to me that you love me just the way I am, and I don't need to change. So why would I now all of a sudden change when you've had the ring is confirmation that I am everything that you want, need, and desire moving forward in life. So why would I change? Like,
Right.
ladies,
One.
the same applies. Stop thinking that you're going to come into this man's life. He has so much potential. Well, if he wanted to use that potential, he would be, especially at our big age. So he has all this potential to do what he's happy where he's at. His life is good. It is set. Until he's telling you about what he's going to do with that potential, do not think you're going to come to this man's life and have him realize his potential. He realized it. He's not going to do anything with it. Trust and believe. Been there, done that. But I digress. Next on my list, and this might piss a lot of women off. Do not get married unless you can lead and follow. That is important. Now, we all understand that in a traditional marriage, the man is the head, and we get that. But as they always say, the woman is the neck. And so, in order to have a successful marriage, just like I talked about in number one, about needs and wants, in marriages, there's also strengths and weaknesses. And if your weakness is finance and your man is really good at finance because he happens to be a finance major or has an economics degree, then he's going to lead the finances and you're going to follow. If yours is administrative, you're really good at keeping documents together, like making sure that things are on track, all of those things. So he is going to follow your lead when it comes to that. So maybe you're the one who's managing the spreadsheet and making sure that everything gets inputted or whatever it is. Like you guys are really working off your strengths and weakness. And so there is a give and take. There is a back and forth now. Because I'm a traditionalist, I always believe that if my man says go left, I'm going to go left. And in those situations, I'm going to follow the lead of my husband, which is actually going to be a subsection of this. Also, don't marry someone you are not willing to be led by. I pause for dramatic effect. If you look at this person saying, great person, love them, great personality, but I wouldn't follow them to the backyard. Why? He has to come to the backyard. No, I'm going to stay in the kitchen. Do not at any point marry that person. Do not marry somebody unless you are okay to be led by them fully, wholly, and completely without question. And I know that takes a lot of vulnerability and trust, but why are you getting married to somebody you cannot be vulnerable with, nor do you trust? Are we having weddings or are we having marriages? And on this show, we encourage marriages. So that is my fourth point on the list. Twins.
All right. What I have is, do not get married if you don't know how to sacrifice. And that has a lot to unpeel there, right? You want to sacrifice sleep. And I'm not just talking about the sexual part.
That part.
That's the plus part. That's okay. I don't mind me waking up tomorrow because of that. That's different type of. I'm talking about when you have kids and somebody got to get up and warm the bottle up, or you got to work your 10 or 12-hour shift, and then after the 12-hour shift, you still got to go to a soccer practice from 6 to 8 on a school night. Or after the practice, you still got to stay up late to complete the homework because when they came home straight, they had time to do X, Y, Z. I understand that there will be a lot of sacrifice when it comes to marriage. A lot. And sometimes you got to sacrifice things that you normally would do, you just can't do. It could be finances. You know what? I love my Starbucks every morning before going to work, but because the budget is tight, X, Y, Z, I got to cut it out. I got to get me a little machine at home and make it. Sacrifice. All for the betterment of the family, right? And like she said earlier on one of her pinpoint or points, you cannot be in a marriage and you're still moving single. Once y'all into our agreement of marriage, and hopefully through the dating process, you kind of filter through that part. But if you made it to marriage, y'all should already be in agreement of a lot of these things that we're saying. It makes no sense to me while people get married and now they're talking about, oh, he don't this or she don't this. Like, so what was that during the dating stage? Like
that part.
You know, especially in the beginning, if you set the expectation that, listen, I'm dating now to be married.
That
So
part.
I don't see the traits of a wife from you now. This ain't gonna work out. Just not. People don't change over time. When people show you who they are, believe them. But once again, back to what I'm saying, sacrifice. So be willing to sacrifice a lot of things. Sacrifice that a car might go down. You have to give your wife the car and you have to catch the bus. Sacrifice it's a lot of getting caught, man, I got a flat tire and you knocked out and you worked 14 hours. Guess what? You're going to get up and go, I'm coming soon, man, here I come. Sacrifice after working a whole week. You're going to go outside, cut the grass in the hot sun, a hot ass last summer in August when it's 90, 100 degrees outside. I understand that sacrifice need to be done. I'm just throwing a lot of things out there because these are things that you have to sacrifice when you become married and have a family. There's a lot of shit you don't want to do, but guess what? You have to do it. And last thing I'll say is that remember when you do have kids, they didn't ask to be here. All right, I'm done. Go ahead. Back to you.
That whole part. So my final point is do not get married unless You don't depend on another person for your happiness. Let
Mm,
me repeat. You don't depend on another person for your happiness. If I hear about one more irreconcilable difference marriage divorces because one person got up one day and just wasn't happy in the marriage, that's not how life works. You are responsible for your own happiness. People can add to your happiness quotient, but they're not the entirety of your happiness. If you are unhappy with life, then you have to look within yourself to figure out what is happening. Why do you feel unfulfilled? It is a lot of responsibility to put on another person for them to make you happy while they're also making themselves happy. That is selfish. That I find that extremely selfish. But I wasn't happy anymore. They weren't making me happy anymore. I'm sorry, what? That's actually not how it works. So if you are the type of person who has to look for other people or look for outside validation to find happiness, do not get married. Do not put your potential future spouse through that. Figure out why you can't be okay within yourself. Fix the things that you need to fix in order to make you happy, and then go look for a partner. Because I'm going to tell you, especially at my big age at 46, if I have to be the entirety of your happiness, we're failing. I don't have the patience, I don't have the time, I don't have the bandwidth. Okay, find things outside of, and also additional, find things outside of your marriage. Your spouse can't be the entirety at all. Your spouse absolutely can't be the entirety of all of your happiness. Like find a hobby, do something.
I know the devil's mad because she's spitting a hot fire right now. She's speaking facts right now. Hey, oh, hey, you back. There you
I
go.
know, right? It's always disconnecting me. I just kept talking. But that is my last point for this part of the show. Twins, your point.
I just want to continue what she was saying there as
Yeah,
well. Ladies and gentlemen, I will recommend in dating process that leads to marriage process, please have a hobby.
please.
Everyone should have their own hobby, right?
That part.
Because like she just said, it is not my responsibility to make sure that you're happy or whatever it may be. I'm just saying, whatever you need to figure out a hobby that you like to do that makes you happy, that doesn't include your significant other. Now, granted, we will do our thing, do our part to make the relationship, good and X, Y, Z. But I can't be the main reason why
That
you're
part.
smiling every day. It just,
Hmm.
it would make, for example, and I bring this up because I'm in a group chat with a lot of fellas, all right, and us men, we some of our outlets is playing our video game, right, playing our Madden and 2K, whatever it is. And some people think, oh, you play video games all day. See, the one thing y'all ladies don't understand, in our video game we play, we have a chat group. You know how y'all be on the phone or you have a group meeting, you be talking all day to each other?
Yeah, yes, yes.
We don't really text men all day like that. We just don't do that. It just, I don't know, that sounds kind of weird to have a text group of men that text nonstop. But most of the time, we'll get in the game and be in a party chat. And sometimes we don't even play the game. Sometimes we just be in the room, just having a conversation. But we can have I say it's because me and the lady, we can have a dog fight argument. We cussing each other out, blah, blah, blah. We storm off, and the next 2 minutes, I'm in the room cracking up. Ha, ha, ha. And I'm good. Even though me and you went through X, Y, Z, but you shouldn't have been mad because you don't, why is he over there happy? He should be mad like me. No, I know how to make myself happy. I know my outlets at. I know what I can do to get in a good mood, and here I am. So what I'm saying is, ladies, you need to have a hobby
I agree.
that's that's gonna, of course, align with the relationship. I say align because, okay, let's say I game. So if I'm gaming, I'm home X, Y, Z. Cool. If your outlet is going out to the club all the time, yeah, there's no alignment there. You gotta find something that's Because mind you, I'm on the phone, I'm in a group chat with a bunch of guys. You're out there exposing yourself, or you can possibly be introduced to a guy or a female in this day and age. So yeah, you're going out and then traveling, getting hurt, XYZ. So many other layers that can go into that. So it has to be
Mhm.
something you can do at home. Hey, if girl chat, y'all want to get on a phone call, y'all chat all day, cool. But it has to be something in line. So what I'm saying, they need to have a hobby. I don't care if it's knitting, go. I don't know what it is. Just figure it out. So when you are upset or tired of me, you can do your thing. But anyway,
That part.
I'll continue one last point that I have. All right, so let's see here: accountability check, finance check, sacrifice, family check. Oh well, the last one I had is kind of a combination of what you said. You have to be selfless or selfless,
Mhm.
and it comes to being in
Amen.
you know. I mean, we kind of already said already. It kind of molds with everything we said pretty much, but you have to have that type of trait when it comes to being in a marriage. Um, I'm trying to think of an example of use for selfless, but I mean, you just sometimes you have to be the bigger person in some cases, right? And when it comes to in a relationship, because you have to understand, we're two adults, right? At least I would hope so, right? Two adults. We all had to either live on our own or be independent for a certain amount of time of our lives, right? Most people don't get married. I would say I'm not gonna marry at 28, so maybe that's a young age, but I'm gonna say from 28 and up. Could be younger, but most people have been on their own for so long. So now when you do get married, you now have to integrate certain things that you do with a total different person who thinks differently. Like, for example, I'm a guy. I use the bathroom. I stand up. I pee. That's what I do. Now I have a lady. I gotta make sure the toilet seat's down because some reason you have to go with the lights off and butt first. But anyway, fellas,
Not lights off and butt first.
fellas, sign up. Please put the toilet seat down.
Please.
You please, because 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody's screaming and cussing you out because they fell in the nasty pee water, or yeah, because once they fall in, they gotta go straight to the shower. So then
Absolutely.
then on top of that, then when you take a shower, now they're wide awake. Then they tired of work. So yeah, trust me, fellas, you don't want no problem. Put the seat down. But
Please.
but the point I'm trying to make is that you have to be selfless and think about someone else when it ain't you. I use that because that's always a good topic. So just thinking about someone else, like, you know what? Maybe when I come home and it's about 5 o'clock and I know she's not home yet, but I know it's dark when the time she get home, I might want to turn the porch light on so she's not struggling with the key in the lock. That's selfless. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone else. So that's something that I just put out there as well.
Thank you. So if you're listening now, this is clearly not an exhaustive list. This is not something we did a bunch of research. This is something that we know from our own experience.
Facts.
From again having been married, looking to be married again, that these aspects are really important because I think a lot of the times we are potentially going into these situations not very thoughtfully, right? Again, and I don't care whether you fall in love and get married in 6 weeks, 6 months. I hope it's not 6 years. But it doesn't even matter the length of the relationship. If you guys have had the critical conversations, if you have seen those things again that you need in your partner versus what you want, if you've seen this person as selfless with the ability to compromise, being accountable, loving you outside of their ego, all of those things, then those are fundamentally the things that are important. And I think one of the things you said earlier, and this is not my dating tip, but I'm going to encourage the ladies to do, and don't be afraid to be clear about your intentions when dating. And I know that has been a benefit and a drawback with dating me. I'm very clear about my intentions. My intentions for dating is to be married. I'm not trying to be somebody's 2 year, 3 year girlfriend. If you're seeing how things flow, if you're looking for a 2 year, 3 year girlfriend, I am nice. I don't flow. I'm not freaking water. Okay. If you're looking for a 2 year, 3 year girlfriend, so I'm like 50 and you're just kind of, maybe I should marry her. Like, No, I am not that one. So I tell people right in the beginning, I'm dating with the intention of marriage. If we are going to invest time into each other, understand that that's where I'm thinking. And so if you ever get to the point where you don't see me as that, please let me know. And I will do the same, because we're not here to waste each other's time. And the dating phase and the relationship phase is an evaluation phase. It's what it is. We're evaluating each other's against our needs, our wants, our desires. That's what you're doing. You're taking a look to see, is this a person that I can be with for the rest of my life until I'm in the ground? Or is this a person that's really good for right now? And so I don't want to waste any more time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our time is the most valuable resource we have, especially at this age now. I pray I get to see another 46 years.
Come on now. Come on now.
I pray. By the love, but I pray I get to see another 46 years. But it is possible that I have less years ahead of me and most of my years are behind me. And so what I'm not going to do is waste somebody else's time or allow them to waste mine. And so, I understand that for some ladies, I get that some of you have been hurt and you have gone through relationships and situationships, which I still don't understand. And all the, back in the day, it was the booty calls for us and all of those things. And now you have all of this vitriol, all of this disappointment, all of these things that you're carrying on. Do not get married. That is my extra. Do not get married until you have unpacked all of that. You have taken it off of your back, put the backpack down, and are ready to rebuild with that person, because no one else deserves for you to beat them up about the actions of another
Mm.
at all. And so it is also important to know what triggers you. It's my least favorite word, but triggers do happen. You're in a situation, you understand how this person acts, how this person, whatever. I've talked about the fact that I had a crash out the other day, and I realized that one of my sore spots is my father. My father's passed away. If there's a situation where I have to, I think about my father or somebody it's a sore spot for me. And anyone who does not know how to handle me with care in that situation is not someone for me, because I know that this is something that could come up and be an issue for me in the future. And so I watch how people react to me when it comes to my father, and my conversations about my father and how I feel about my father. And again, being a daddy's girl, so I know those things. And so I'm okay with failing fast with someone. And ladies, failing fast doesn't mean that you have spread it eagle wide open to every man that takes you to Ruth Chris. It's Tuesday. I digress. Twins. Okay, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. Sorry, that last one threw me off.
I'm just saying they just be spreading it wide open, but I digress.
I mean, as far as dating tip, I think the whole topic today was a bunch of dating tips, or I wouldn't say dating tip, but marriage tips, or because the list is there. Something to think about. And the things we talk about today seem so minor, like, oh, we should have been having a conversation. You have to understand, when I got married, I was 28. The mindset I had back then is not what it is now. So if knowing what I know now, I'd approach
Mhm.
differently. I'd ask the perfect questions, X, Y, Z. So sometimes you don't know until you're in it. And then sometimes in it, it's
That
maybe
part.
too late, or hopefully you can navigate through it to get it together. But a lot of people, once they're stuck in their ways, they're stuck in their ways, right? So, once again, Share the video. Share if someone who's thinking about getting married, you know them, send this video. Let them understand because we're both people who were married and who once get married and still not. We were married, divorced, and are planning to get married again in the future.
Mhm.
So it's not like we're saying, "Oh no, don't get married, don't ever prenup this and all that." I mean, all that still matters, but we're saying that these are things you should have a conversation about. So when you do get married, it doesn't fail. Knowledge is power. We're giving you
Mhm.
free game, and it's not
'Cause
really that; it's just really knowledge. Go ahead.
it's no, I'm just saying. I think people. I know it sucks to think about the end, but like I just having both of us having gone through that. I also married at 28, so twins and I got married at the same age, and you think you know a lot at that age, but I will tell you at 46 you don't, right? And so even being willing to grow with someone and understand that evolution does happen in a relationship. Think about if circumstances were to change, right? If your man does really really well right now, but for whatever reason hits a rough spot. We all remember 2008 in the United States of America. I think we're old enough, a lot of us, to remember that. The
Literally.
huge market crash, okay?
Mhm.
A lot of people went from having a lot of money to a little, right? They did the market crash. Things can change and evolve so very quickly. And you know what? I would say one of my last tip is do not get married unless you like the person. Fuck love.
Now, I'm glad you said that before we get off. I know you said 2008. Let's jump it forward now to 2019 or no 2020 when that thing called COVID
COVID. COVID.
that happened, right? And the reason I bring it up is that a lot of people had to be forced to stay home,
Yep.
and unfortunately, a lot of people don't like being home. What
And
this,
didn't like their partner,
what
who
this,
they were home with.
yeah. So, I, and my other shows on, we had this conversation, and my co-host has the statistic of it, but the number of divorce went up during the
I'm
whole.
actually, hold on, I'm going to tell you, I was actually trying to find it. Um, okay, continue. I'm going to find it.
Yeah,
There is a stat.
there's a stat for that. I know that the divorce rate went up because there were so many people who were very unhappy, and the fact they had to be home with a significant other all the time. There's people out there who really enjoy going to work just to get away from their significant other. That's crazy. So when you just said that statement, make sure you not love the person, make sure you like them. I'm sorry, there's two different things. Love, like that's levels to it. So yes, you like you like somebody you don't mind being around. Like for example, you like your coworkers or some of your coworkers. You have that one coworker is your riding dog at time on the schedule. Oh, today's gonna be a good day. That's how it should be.
Mhm.
That's how it should be with your partner. You home with your partner, oh, it's gonna be a good day. You here all day too. Oh, yeah, it's going down. If you like, damn, you here all day too, and you want to talk to me, yeah. So the number went up. Just know, make sure. I'm gonna go back to what you just said. Just make sure you like your partner. Just that simple. Have something in common. If you can't stand be around your partner more than 5 hours, you shouldn't get married. I'm
That
done.
part. Especially when you guys are not doing anything, right? It's easy to connect if you're always out and about and on the go and go and go and having fun and this and that. But when you're sitting in silence, can you sit in a room? It's silence. Twins was describing even like being at home and being on his game and in his group, right? I love the idea of my man playing video games. I have my foot in his lap and I am reading a book, or I am editing some content, or I am, doing my own thing while in the same space. We're not talking. He's doing his thing, but we're sharing the same space. Because I like him so much. I just want to be around him while I'm still doing my own thing. Or I'm on the other couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the love seat and he's over there doing this thing and I'm just snuggled up and I look over at him and hear him like trash talking and I just smile. And then I look down and continue to read my book. We could do this for 2, 3, 4 hours. But I like being around him when we're not doing anything that's out and about. It's nice to like somebody when they're flying you to Dubai. It's a bad example about the Dubai thing, but we'll call Bali. It's nice to like someone who's flying you to Bali. It's nice to like someone who's always taking you to Michelin star restaurants. But can you really like that person when you're doing nothing together?
Come on now. Can you?
That matters to me. Do I
Yes.
still like you doing nothing? And am I willing to do nothing with you? Or is it only where my pheromones are going when I'm at the 5-star Michelin restaurant and being able to order whatever I want on the menu? Or you're saying let's go have a weekend in Miami, or let's take a road trip to Atlantic City and you're giving me money. Is that the only time I'm infused by you, or can I just be infused and want to hold your hand when we're doing something simple like going to the grocery store? Are you the person I want to take a walk with at night? Hey babe, we just had dinner. Do you want to walk with me? I really just want to walk with you. And we're just holding hands and looking at the stars. I really think it is important, and I look forward to marrying somebody that I really truly like, because that love thing can change, but when you fundamentally like somebody, that shit is the best thing ever. So that is what I will say. Now, it is Valentine's weekend. What are your plans for Valentine's? What we up to?
To
Oh,
be
you can't say? You can't say, oh, it's a secret?
right. I could be watching, and I don't want to spoil it. So
You have a surprise! I love that for you.
you know something. I'll just leave it at that. We could talk about
I
it next
l-
week. How about next week? We talk about, hey man, so how did it go? And then we can
I
say
love that for you. I love that you are surprised.
different.
I love that. Well, I hope your surprise turns out really well. I am actually not the biggest Valentine's person. Oh my God, a woman who just doesn't love Valentine's, but it is All-Star Weekend. And so I will definitely be enjoying that. I am actually going to be spending Valentine's with a special someone, so I'm looking forward to be able to do that. It's at 46 being able to be somebody's Valentine is kind of cute. So we're just gonna hang out. I know he's got some plans. I did tell him on actual Valentine's Day that if we had plans that I needed it either really early in the morning or really late at night, because all I really want to do is eat and watch All Star and watch watch the game. And I'm sure that was music to his ears. I was like, we can order some food, we can cook something. I don't care. I just want to sit around, have fun, and watch ball. So hopefully that was music to his ears, because I don't need to be in somebody's restaurant like just bored to death watching other couples be fake. Like I'm not I'm just not
Right.
interested. But he did I get there tomorrow. I actually leave. I'm taking the train. I actually leave at 6:50 in the morning. And then we're gonna have the whole day and hang out, and I'll be back to Toronto and on Monday. So I am absolutely looking forward. So I will definitely report back my wonderful all-star slash Valentine weekend. And I love that you have plans. I wish all of you that are watching, if you do celebrate Valentine, I hope you have the best love weekend ever. If you're an NBA fan like me, let's talk about the dunk contest and the 3-point and all of that when we gather here together next week. But before you go, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're watching the replay of the show, please put in your do not get married unless tips. We would love to hear it. We are learning ourselves. And again, we are two people who desire marriage. And so for those of you who are married, who can help guide us into our next phase of marriage, we definitely want to hear from you, because we're hoping one of these days soon we will both be able to announce, or at least for me, Bobby, I'm getting married, y'all. So have a good weekend, everybody. Everybody, we appreciate you. See you next week. Bye.